Hi everyone, this is Fiona at Drawings in a Drawer, and today I'm going to be having a look at these new watercolours by White Nights. It's a set of 12 full pans and these are granulating colours. So I'm excited because White Nights is a favourite brand of mine. I love these colours and I just want to dive in and paint something quick and cosy while I test these out for the first time. I realised after I had opened this that it also comes with its own mixing tray, which to me is always a plus because you can never get enough mixing trays. These colours are beautiful and they immediately reminded me of White Nights, because what I like about White Nights is that they have this dusky feel to them. They're not too bright, too loud, and I really love that about them. But they didn't seem to be very granulating to me. Some of the paints had paper sticking to them, but I'm assuming, and I suppose that since it's been hot and I got these in July, it's probably the paint melting in the heat. And I chose a cute picture of a rabbit from Pinterest to paint with these. When I'm painting in sketchbooks, I find it easier to draw directly onto the watercolour paper because I know that if I have to use an eraser, it's not going to be such a big issue. And also I tried in this case to draw an animal. I find drawing animals simpler because I kind of know animals less. So breaking down the face of the animal and the body of the animal into basic shapes is really so much easier for me, because I am more able to see them like something that I don't recognize. So of course I know what a human face looks like, and I do know what a rabbit looks like, but very often with a human face we tend to get lost in details much more than with, for example, a woodland animal that we don't come across as often in our everyday life. So since I hadn't noticed any granulating when I swatched the colours on the cards that came with a palette, I tried swatching them on this paper, which is 100% watercolour paper, just to see if I would get a different effect. And I have to say the payoff was much better on watercolour paper. But at the same time, I still did not see any granulation, maybe just in one of the colours. I didn't swatch all the colours on the sketchbook. I just swatched the ones that I intended to use for the rabbit painting or include in the rabbit painting. And the only one that I think had some sort of granulation in it was the last one, which I think was some form of violet. I cannot remember the name, but you'll see it written next to it in the footage. But apart from that, I did not see any granulation at all. However, this was not a huge disappointment to me because since I mostly paint portraits, granulating colours are not that suitable for portrait painting, and this just means that I will be able to use these colours more often. And I have to say these colours are absolutely beautiful, and I especially love the Tiger Mist, the green colour at the top, the dark blue and the aqua mist. So I am really happy that I have actually bought this palette. I was expecting it to be just the umpteenth result of my obsession for owning art supplies, but the fact that they are not granulating, at least this particular set is not in my case. I'm not sure if there's something wrong with it or if it's just the way they are made. To me, it's actually better because of what I just said. I started with some yellow ochre, so using colours that are not part of this palette because they weren't really suitable to paint a rabbit, at least not this kind of rabbit that I was planning to paint. So I just used some yellow ochre and some pink from my regular palette that I use all the time. And then I went in with the aqua mist and wet and wet. I just really liked the effect that that created with the yellow ochre. And then I used some of that dark blue to create the shadows at the base of the ears and anywhere that I felt needed a bit more of a darker value. And I'm not sure this is kind of off topic for this video, but I really find going back to swatching colours and then just painting something quite quick so refreshing. It really takes the pressure off diving into a full-blown portrait. And this was something that I did, and I filmed it just because I thought that it might turn out to be useful, but I didn't feel any of the pressure that I feel sometimes when filming a tutorial or filming something that I know will be uploaded to YouTube. With this one, it was more of a take it or leave it, and it felt much more of a spontaneous experience. I used a dark blue for the background and I laid it down smooth, and I was checking again for some granulation, which did not happen. What you see as the final result of the background is caused by the fact that I went in with crushed up kitchen paper and did some lifting. So that is the effect that you see, and it's not actually some form of granulating happening because of the paint. I just wanted to make that clear. I used Tiger Mist in the rabbit's jacket, and I can confirm it is such a beautiful, rich colour. I really love it. So I am so happy with these colours, and if you were thinking about buying this palette, my personal suggestion is that you can completely get it and be happy with it if you're not expecting or if you're not looking to buy granulating colours. I cannot say 100% that none of these palettes are granulating, because I might have got the odd one out or a botched one, if we can call it that. But if you're looking just for some beautiful colours, this palette is definitely worth it, and for me, White Nights never seems to disappoint. We're now at the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below. If you'd like to support me and get access to full narrated tutorials, you can join my Patreon starting at the $5 a month tier upwards, and you will immediately access all my past tutorials as well. I will leave everything linked in the box down below, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.